The classic thrills of placing a bet is something that a lot of people enjoy for recreation, but the gaming industry continues to change rapidly. Now you can place a bet anywhere, anytime on your smartphone. That's especially the case right here in Iowa when it comes to sports gambling. Well, tonight, KWWL's Luke Birdsall shows us some of these apps, though, might be a little too big a gamble for some users.
With every hit, every pass, and every basket, there is a major opportunity to cash in.
Sports betting is a trend that's been sweeping the nation lately, and you've probably already seen ads for things like FanDuel, DraftKings, ESPN Bet, and more. And it's quite simple. Download the apps to your phone, you verify your age, and then you're in. And you open yourself up to the opportunity for some pretty significant wins, but you're also opening yourself up to the opportunity for some huge losses.
We're seeing things like incentives. So if you sign up, you'll get a free bet or a certain amount of money, and that encourages people to sign up for it.
Jeannie Burst is the substance use and gambling counselor at Pathways Behavioral Services. And she says with the potential audience now widely expanded for these betting apps, it opens the door for gambling disorder and addiction, something which has always existed, but it's a problem that Jeannie says became exacerbated with the legalization of sports betting in recent years.
And you no longer had to go to the casino to sign up for sports betting. So it made it way more accessible for people to be able to place sports bets.
The American Gaming Association estimates about 90% of gamblers practice responsible gambling practices, but by those numbers, there is still 10% of gamblers who struggle to control their practices. David Purdom, gambling industry staff writer at ESPN, says that it's encouraging to see a majority of users gamble responsibly, but with the rapid rise in bets being placed on these apps, it's not uncommon to see people take bold risks with little to no reward.
When people get in trouble is when they start chasing their losses. Their amounts they bet, well, gosh, I've lost 10 bets in a row. I'm down my $50 now. I'm going to go all in on my next bet. I'm due not to lose. And that's when people start getting in trouble.
He says the best way to keep this from becoming more than just a recreational hobby is managing your bankroll.
You should only bet around 2 to 5% of your bankroll per wager. So you should, if you have $100, your minimum max bet should maybe be $5. And while that may not sound like a lot of fun or a lot of big money involved, it'll make your bankroll last longer.
Look, the reality is placing a bet on these apps really isn't all that hard. You navigate a few menus, and let's say we take Cubs money line. And I could place a bet here from $5 all the way up to $500. So experts tell me that it's actually best to know your limits before going in and then set them in the app.
It might be fun or a hobby they do every once in a while, but when it starts becoming a problem, we might see things like needing money to cover your bills or expenses, borrowing money to go gamble.
Jeannie says where the problem lies is the seemingly limitless amount of bets that you can place at a time and the ease at which you can make deposits.
You can place as many bets as you want for whatever amount that you'd like. They can't see how far into debt that you've gone. They can't see the problems that it's caused in other areas of your life.
I recommend using all the tools that the legal sports books offer and go into it with eyes wide open, that knowing that there's a possibility that the way my brain is wired, that I may not be able to handle this, and this may not be an activity that I can.
I'm Luke Birdsall, News 7, KWWL.
All right, Luke, thanks a lot. If you or someone who's suffering from a gambling addiction, you can always call Pathways in Waterloo to get the help that you need or a loved one needs. Another great resource, obviously Gamblers Anonymous, Bets Off Iowa. We'll have a link to those posts on our website right now, kwwl.com.